They said Anne was a liar, a thief, a girl with a wicked tongue. They said she stole from the poor, whispered cruelties about the sick, and cursed the names of those who were kind to her. The rumors spread through our small village like a plague, infecting every ear they touched, turning friend against friend, and poisoning the very air we breathed. But none of it was true. Not a single word, and I was the only one who could prove it. My name is Mary. In a village that thrived on gossip, I had always been an outsider. I preferred the quiet company of the ancient woods to the loud chatter of the marketplace. My life was a solitary one, a rhythm of chores and lonely walks through misty fields. My simple green dress and the small leather satchel at my belt were my constant companions. I didn't have many friends. I didn't think I needed any. Then Anne arrived. She was like a character from a forgotten fairy tale, with her gentle sky blue gown and hair like spun gold that cascaded down her back in a river of curls. Her kindness was a language everyone should have understood. She'd share her bread with stray cats, mend the torn clothes of beggar children, and her laughter was like the chiming of tiny silver bells. She was a soft, gentle soul in a world that often felt harsh and gray. For the first time, I felt a connection, a warmth I hadn't realized I was missing. We would spend hours under the weeping willow by the stream, sharing dreams and secrets. Anne was the sister I never had. But her light, it seemed, cast a long and envious shadow. That shadow had a name, Melanie. Melanie was the darling of our village school. With her elegant black velvet dress, her long brown hair pulled back in a severe, high ponytail, she commanded attention without ever raising her voice. She was poised, polished, and carried an air of effortless superiority. At first, the whispers about Anne were faint, easily dismissed. A misplaced coin here, a harsh word supposedly overheard there. But the stories grew, each one more venomous than the last. They all traced back to one source, Melanie. She would deliver the rumors with a feigned sadness, a concerned look in her eyes that made the poison all the more believable. "I heard," she'd begin, "and it breaks my heart to say it, but Anne, soon, the entire village turned on the kindest girl I had ever known." In class, Anne would sit with her head bowed low, her beautiful blonde hair hiding her face as if to shield herself from the hateful glares. The students who once smiled at her now pointed and sneered. My heart ached for her. I would defend her, shouting that they were all wrong, but my words were just a single voice against a choir of conviction. They called me a fool for believing her, just as lonely and strange as the girl I was defending. I felt helpless, watching my only friend drown in a sea of lies. I knew with a certainty that settled deep in my bones that Melanie was behind it all. Her jealousy of Anne's gentle nature was a sickness, and she was making everyone else sick with it. I just had no way to prove it. Desperate and heartbroken, I fled to the one place that had always offered me solace, the ancient forest at the edge of the village. The fog was thick that evening, wrapping around the gnarled trees like ghostly shrouds. I walked for what felt like hours, tears blurring my vision until a soft, pulsating light cut through the gloom. It was a deep, ethereal blue, beckoning me from a hollow in an old oak tree. Drawn by an unseen force, I reached inside and my fingers brushed against cold, smooth metal. I pulled it out. It was a lantern, intricately crafted from dark, aged bronze, with panels of cloudy glass. And from within its core, a single magical flame burned a brilliant sapphire blue, casting dancing shadows on the mossy ground. It felt ancient, powerful. A whisper seemed to travel on the wind, a name carried from ages past, the Lantern of Lost Whispers. I didn't know what it was, but I felt a strange sense of hope. I carried it back to my small cottage, its light a secret beacon in the dark. As I passed my own writing desk, the lantern's glow intensified, and shimmering words began to form in the air above the scattered papers. They were my own thoughts, my worries for Anne, my anger at Melanie, my deepest feelings made visible. I realized then what this lantern could do. It didn't just illuminate the dark, it illuminated the truth. It revealed the whispers of the heart, the silent intentions behind every action. And in that moment, a desperate, dangerous plan began to form in my mind. The next day, I walked into the classroom, my heart pounding against my ribs. I held the lantern hidden beneath my cloak. The air was thick with the usual tension. Anne was already at her desk, a small, isolated island in a sea of hostility. Melanie watched her with a look of smug satisfaction. I waited for the teacher to be occupied, then, taking a deep breath, I walked towards Anne's desk and held the lantern just above it. The blue flame flared to life. Ethereal, shimmering words began to rise from the wood of her desk, visible for all to see. I wish they would see the real me, they read. Why do they hate me? I only ever wanted a friend. The whispers were pure, filled with confusion and hurt. A few students gasped, their expressions shifting from scorn to uncertainty. Then, with every eye in the room now on me, I turned and walked directly to Melanie's desk. I didn't hesitate. I held the lantern high above her polished books and quills. The light turned a fiery, angry red. Dark, twisted words coiled into the air like venomous snakes. "She's too perfect," the whispers hissed. "They all love her. They should be looking at me. I'll make them hate her. I'll make them see that I am the one they should adore." The truth was undeniable, written in shimmering, damning light. Melanie's face went pale, her confident facade crumbling into dust. The silver ribbon on her wrist seemed to tighten, a stark contrast to the ugliness now exposed. The room fell silent. The students looked from the ugly whispers above Melanie's desk to the pure, sad words that still hung over Anne's. The reality of what had happened settled upon them. They had been puppets, their strings pulled by jealousy and deceit. They hadn't just believed lies. They had eagerly spread them, enjoying the drama of tearing someone down. Now, faced with the undeniable truth, their cruelty turned to shame. Melanie burst into tears, not of remorse, but of humiliation. Her reign was over. I lifted the lantern of lost whispers high in the center of the room, its blue light washing over everyone. "This is the truth," I declared, my voice ringing with a strength I didn't know I possessed. Anne's true whispers, her wishes for friendship, and her confusion at the village's cruelty appeared above her head for all to see. Then the lantern's light shifted to Melanie, and her dark, envious thoughts unraveled in the air, exposing the bitter jealousy that had poisoned our school. The students stared, their faces a mixture of shock and guilt. They finally understood. They had condemned an innocent girl based on nothing but malicious gossip. One by one, students approached Anne, mumbling apologies. But my gaze was on Melanie, who was now sobbing, completely alone. As the crowd around Anne grew, I walked over to Melanie. I didn't offer words of anger or accusation. I simply placed a hand on her shoulder. She flinched, but I didn't pull away. I knew that her actions came from a place of deep insecurity and loneliness. A different kind of loneliness than my own, but loneliness all the same. Anne, her gentle nature shining through even after all she'd endured, came and stood beside me. She looked at Melanie not with hatred, but with a quiet pity. In that moment, we were not victor and vanquished, but three girls caught in a painful lesson. That evening, Anne and I sat beneath our favorite willow tree, the moon casting a silver glow on the water. The lantern of lost whispers sat between us, its flame now a soft, peaceful white. Anne's long blonde curls shone in the moonlight, and a genuine, relieved smile finally graced her lips. Looking at her, I felt a profound sense of peace. I faced down an entire village for my friend, armed with nothing but a magical lantern and the courage to seek the truth. And I realized, sometimes heroes are not warriors with swords, but simply those who choose truth over comfort, who are willing to stand up for what is right, even when they are standing alone. What happened taught me a lesson I will carry for the rest of my life. Never believe rumors at face value. Words can be twisted, stories can be poisoned, and people can be framed. It's so easy to join the crowd, to whisper along with everyone else. But you must seek the truth for yourself, because most of the time, what others say isn't the whole story. It's a fragment, a shadow, a piece of a puzzle designed to mislead you. True strength lies in questioning, in listening with your heart, and in having the courage to find the full picture. The lantern of lost whispers now rests in a hidden chest in my room. It's light dormant for now, but I know its magic is not just in the flame. Its real magic is the reminder that truth is always worth fighting for. Like and subscribe to Midnight Athena, where every night reveals another truth.